Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for dropping by and giving us the introduction about NDEP and the wonderful work you have been doing, educating people and training them in diabetes education. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Yes. Shall we go ahead with our today's session? So, how many of you did go through the document? Just raise your hands. Follow-up document. Okay. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest of the people, I mean, you didn't go through the PDF. 3 are not check mark. Raise of hand. Okay. Okay. Right. So, what did you observe? I mean, what did what strike you? I mean, very particularly in that. Anyone? See, again, this is not a class, this is a live interaction. I gave you the topic, what we are going to discuss, and I asked you to prepare with your questions, right? Classes anyway, I'll be recording them and I'll posting it in the app, but you have to answer. So what is it that strike you peculiarly in the follow-up sheet that I shared with all of you? And then we'll... yeah.
Yes. Sir, I mostly focus on weight loss. So the moment I saw the follow-up sheet, so client has to understand when they come for weight loss, it is not only the weight. It is all about the other issues which is actually existing, but they haven't given importance all these days. Say for example, they might not have a good stamina level. They might droop soon, or they might feel very tired. So all these things is also involved. Like if they have any deficiencies, then that has to be corrected. So all these things has to be given equal importance as important as doing the weight loss or weight gain, whatever it is. So that's what it strikes. The immediately it strikes me. So I have to explain client. I have to actually ask them what are the other challenges they are facing right now along with the excessive weight. So I have to even address those things. I have to make them understand it is equally important to have a very good, a brain alert. Like they shouldn't have any brain fog. They have to have a very clear mind. The exercise part, the stamina level, the way they decide things. Everything should have a clarity. So all these things should be incorporated when they come for a weight loss or weight gain, weight management, whatever it is. This is what I observe, sir.
Right. So it's not always when they say dietitian, they see dietitians as weight loss experts, right? That is the only reason, unfortunately, in India, people come to dietitians. Got it? So if you look at, I mean, starting with the demographics, right? What is the type of visit? Is it a first visit or a follow-up visit, or the first consultation, follow-up consultation, or a complementary consultation? So you start from there, right? And the scheduled date and the actual consultation or the follow-up date that is happening, everything is important. Okay. So whenever you document, it becomes a record. You can't deny it. And most importantly, you have to mention bottom of the page, you have to mention what is client's feedback and counselor's notes. Whenever you are writing the patient or client's feedback, you have to write it in their own words. Okay. So today, actually, Priya, who is working with an IPS officer, and his wife, both are in their 50s, right, took a recall and tried to fill up the feedback form, and she has done a wonderful job. I'll be sharing that feedback, whatever feedback she has taken, very clearly. So one thing, I mean, as Monica answered very clearly, the qualitative assessment, whenever we are saying, see, I've been telling you all that don't take standalone consultations. It is not going to work, right? The moment you put them on a program and you do a follow-up, don't immediately jump to the weight their waist hip ratio, or the measurements, or any other quantitative parameters. There are so many things that they need to do. And first thing is what? I mean, you should look at the changes that are to be observed. So those 6 are basically very, very important. What are they? Quality of the cereal, whether it is changed or not. If at all you advised them, did it change? Are they able to make the changes? So those things can be anything, right? Those changes, whatever, whether they have incorporated raw vegetables or boiled vegetables, whether they have incorporated fruits, whether they changed their dinner timing or they're sleeping early, whatever advice you have given, you have to be very specific. The moment you do that, and when it is recorded, see, it is sort of a nutrition care process simplified, right? It is a hack of nutrition care process. Okay, I don't know whether some of you attended. I mean, Richard, did you do that nutrition care process, this thing?
Dr. Suresh, actually, I fell ill, so actually I couldn't take it up. And one of the panelists also got infected. So I'll be starting it in June.
Okay, fine. So nutrition care process is like very structured way of collecting the data from nutrition perspective. Right? There is a nutritional diagnosis and there is a nutritional intervention plan, there is a follow-up and everything. So this is like you can customize it to whatever the interventions you are fond of and you believe in. If you can customize that with what are the changes, because I used to see a lot of thyroid patients, right? When I worked a couple of years back with an endocrinologist in a hospital setup, all the day I'm seeing only thyroid. Right, because the doctor, he wanted to see how nutrition is going to change the thyroid condition. For that particular purpose, I designed this, and my junior dietitians used to fill that up once the people are coming in. And even if they are not coming to the clinic in person, and this is especially very, very useful. And since I worked in a kind of semi-rural area, not an urban area, and most of the clients, they used to come from village, they can't answer the phone, or they give their husband's number or son's number or somebody else, someone who is educated. So who is taking the call, how they are taking the call, and how they are answering, all of them are important. Okay. So coming to the qualitative, see, the moment you remind them, when you say follow up, what is the first answer that you all get to hear from your clients? What is that your clients say when you follow them up, when you do a follow-up call? What is the what do you say? This standard answer that you get to listen all the time.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Sandhya.
Yes, Sandhya.
So, with my experience, the first call would be like the answer that they would say is they didn't follow the diet which we have suggested much. They didn't follow it 100%. They'll say, and it will be followed by saying like, initially it was we were following it, ma'am, for 1 week, or initially we were doing it good, but later on with some XYZ reasons, they will say it is not implemented 100%.
Right.
And most often it happens when we call for the first follow-up, they don't turn up answering the calls at all. Because they feel that guilt of not following. They want to just escape that and call, because they know clearly that they are unable to answer to what questions we ask.
Right.
So they will skip on missing our calls, or if they lift also by God's grace, they will land up saying all excuses of not following the diet plan.
I get it. I mean, I'm looking for that one famous stock answer that we all get to hear. Right? Especially those people who are working with fitness centers and
Sir, mostly they say diets do not work.
No. That's not. See,
no time.
They say weight loss. This week I lost so much weight, or I have not lost a particular amount of weight.
Yeah. So, okay, let me lead you in answering
Sir,
this.
me?
Yeah,
Sir,
Supriya, I mean, you want to answer?
Sir, me?
Yeah, Saili. Yeah, go ahead.
काफी दिन बाद सर फिर से आ गई हूँ, रुको।
Wonderful, wonderful to have you back.
सर मेरे जो क्लाइंट्स है अभी, जैसे ये मैं बीच में थोड़ा सा गैप में थी, बट 3 महीना हो चुका है। सो मेरे पास कोई बैचलर्स है 2-3। सो हर बार जब मैं उनको फॉलोअप को पूछती हूँ तो उसमें से 2 क्लाइंट का मुझे ऐसे बोलना आया कि मैम हमने कभी सोचा ही नहीं था कि ये भी हम खा सकते हैं, जस्ट लाइक दलिया। तो मैं कभी दलिया नहीं खाती थी, बट आई लाइक दिस नाउअडेज, मैं खाने लग गई। मैं इतने फ्रूट्स
Sayali,
कभी
you
नहीं
are
खाती।
giving a very good example. So that's not. But most of the dietitians, they face one irritating answer from
कितना भी करो कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, कितना भी कर रहे हो पर कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा है।
Exactly. मैडम आपने जो बोला है, we are following 100%, but कुछ फर्क नहीं देखा है, right? Isn't it? Many
Yes,
people,
sir. Yes, sir.
they say that they throw the blame on you. That is the reason why it is very, very important. You have to be very meticulous in collecting the history, right? That is the reason why I said there are 7 areas of life that we need to look into a client's health condition, to assess a client's health condition. Once we do that, we know how to intervene. We plan our intervention in a stepwise manner, right? The moment you give a full diet plan on day 1 itself, they feel overwhelmed. They do a couple of things and they do their own surgery to the diet plan, right? They have their what you say, WhatsApp knowledge mixed with the diet plan. अरे शायद उसको बेचारा पता नहीं है ये भी मिला है तो, okay, so they don't
Sir,
know
Google
why
Baba.
we did
Google
not
Baba,
drastically cut down on the calories, right? It will not work. We know what a starvation metabolism is. They don't know. So if madam is asking me to cut down 1 chapati or 1 roti, what if I cut 2? That is being over smart. Okay, so here when you give a diet plan, when you know their history in detail, and when you plan your intervention in a stepwise manner, not at a time, so when you do the follow-up, you have to mention what are all the interventions that you suggested. Ask them leading questions, right? I asked you to change the cereal quality, for example. Are you able to do it? Yes or no? Right? So it's been 10 days. Out of 10 days, how many times you had from refined carbs to complex carbohydrate? They will come up eventually. Initially, they may bluff, right? But don't try to point it out. They are trying to save their face. That's it. They're not trying to cheat you, but they are trying to save their self-respect. So don't be so harsh with them. It's okay, right? You be genuine. हाँ मिला है. I mean, I told you, you did not follow, so it is your fault. Do stop that blame game, right? You should not do it. They should not do it. If you don't have the intention of doing it, they will not do it. That is the first principle, right? That's what we learn in chapter number 2. Never born, never died.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
That document I edited a little bit, and yesterday I used it for follow-up, and the lady was so happy that I'm asking so much details to her. That's what it was really wonderful and helpful for me. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Chetal. So this is it. Say for example, today when we had a follow-up call, I mean, I'm working with Priyana, one particular client, and I told him that having green smoothie in the night and morning wake up drink, right? I'm trying to work on his gut health. I know that he is having gut problems and he is hesitant to discuss that with you. See, as a dietitian, our foremost and the most important intervention that we can start with to have immediate result is gut health. Majority of the people, and especially people with chronic lifestyle diseases, especially someone is suffering with chronic diabetes for so long or hypothyroidism for so long, they end up having this gastric motility, come down. Okay, they all suffer with this constipation and colon toxicity and hepatotoxicity and all these issues. So when I mean, he said everything. I mean, I lost this many kgs. I'm feeling energetic, lively, vibrant, sleeping well, waking up fresh, and all these things. So I have to subtly bring in whether he is able to see the change in the bowel movement also. So I asked him, so how is the bowel movement? I mean, I have to go around to say that. I mean, the reason why I have given this particular green smoothie is to improve your bowel movement. Then he, I mean, very eagerly and has come out upfront and he said, he narrated, sir, earlier I used to have a lot of problem with my bowel movements, and in these 2 weeks, it has improved a lot. There was no effort and everything is like sorted and I'm feeling very happy, right? It is never a problem. So as a dietitian, you will be missing out on that particular point. The moment you have it as a documented thing. So on my first consultation, yes, the client mentioned this particular change, right? So it helps both the counselor and the counselee, right, gain the particular confidence. As a counselor, you feel, okay, these are the number of changes that I am able to create or effect in my client. And the client also realizes. So some people, they may not realize it. So once you go through what Priya did on that particular follow-up sheet, you will be able to appreciate. So what is the advice that is given? I told him clearly, weight loss is a happy after effect. I'm not bothered about how many kgs you have lost. So this guy, sorry, in 2 weeks has lost close to 2 kgs, but his wife, right, lost only 500 grams. And we discussed what could be the reason. And I'm not bothered about 500 grams or 1.8 kgs or whatever it is. But the changes they're able to make, right? Her metabolism is like chronically underactive. And at least this guy is doing some physical activity, going to gym and doing certain activities. His the intervention is very less. Okay, the body responded. In her case, she is like chronically depressed, and our metabolism is very underactive. It will take certain time. Okay, I hope you all remember the story I shared with all of you, that painter of this baby elephant, right? In PCOD also I shared, in diabetes reversal also I shared this story. I think he takes 30 days to paint the picture of a baby elephant. All that 29 days he has been practicing, and he don't even have to see the elephant to draw the picture of an elephant on 30th day, because for 29 days he practiced. Okay, so similarly, in certain types of body metabolisms, what happens is the body is used to, because she is depressive and there are no feel-good hormones in her body, obviously the thyroid will be affected, the metabolism goes down. On top of that, there is no physical activity for her, so it will take certain time for her. So there we clearly mentioned that we did not ask those two people to cut down on anything. We just added what is required. Got it? We added only what is required. So he himself has come and said that, sir, whatever the way you asked us to eat our lunch, my consumption of my number of rotis has come down. I cut off one particular roti. I did not ask him to, because he is unable to. When you are giving right kind of diet, automatically the unrequired and unnecessary diet will drop off. Okay, this will answer our first one of the questions. The moment people think of dietitian, why they are scared of dietitians? Why?
And
People think that they will be asked to not to eat, to just cut out on the diet.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That is the common perception.
Or they will cut our food, like amount.
खाना खाने को नहीं मिलेगा, डाइटिशियन के पास जाओगे तो. This is the most common perception.
Plant diet खाने को मिलेगी. All tasty foods.
Yeah. Like in every meal, you'll have to eat boiled vegetables and salads. That's it, what you will be having.
Yeah, exactly. So here also I used the same technique. I used only boiled vegetables and fruits. I mean, even I did not use fruit. I used only wake up drink, before sleep, green smoothie and boiled vegetables. But I conveniently ignored what not to eat. I never mentioned it. Even if you want to eat biryani, ice cream, or whatever it is up to you, because that discussion has not come up to, has not come up in our discussion. That particular aspect of what to cut down. He was surprised, sir, you're asking me to eat more, but you did not ask me what to cut down. We'll come to that later. But in our first intervention, that's not our idea. Okay, first we need to fix what is not working. So you are missing most important micronutrients and fiber, and your metabolism is a bit low. So I want to improve your metabolism. That is my top priority. If we convince in that way, because I never said anything about cut down, because the moment I say cut this down, whatever good points, 10 or 50 good points I have shared before that, everything goes down the drain. His mind will be occupied with, Dr. Saab ne ye bola hai ki isko mat khao. If I ask you not to think of a monkey right now, what do you see in your mind?
Monkey, sir.
Monkey, sir.
Monkey. Okay. So don't ever, especially in behavioral sciences, don't ever use negative statements. Okay. And I encouraged him. That's wonderful behavior change. Okay. Now you are getting balanced diet. You are on right path. Okay. So the next step will be for me is to create, change his taste buds to more of complex carbohydrate. That will be third or fourth level intervention for me. Got it? So when you say this, right, the moment you say don't do this, and their mind is occupied with that particular thing, that I have to cut this, and all the time they're thinking about that particular food, right? In fact, they're craving for that. Their craving has gone up. Okay. So why the people are not coming to your follow-up is exactly for this particular reason. If you give them punishment, they are not going to come back to you. Okay. So while giving your prescription or the first intervention, you have to give them what to expect. Okay. Say, for example, people are not used to consuming fruits or vegetables or boiled vegetables, something like that. Suddenly, you ask them to take boiled vegetables, for example, and people become greedy, right? This must be the weight loss recipe. Let me eat more. Why eat only half cup? Let me eat more. What happens? Your parietal cells in your digestive system are not in sufficient numbers, are not well trained enough to process this new food, because it's been years since they had any boiled or raw vegetables. Okay. So you know that gastric lining system, the cells, they keep recycled every 72 hours. So the new cells that are coming, they are trained in such a way that what is expected, what type of food is expected, accordingly the amount of acid or whatever. Because suddenly this is a new project, the cells, they don't know how much acid is required. They keep pumping the acid more and more, and they have this belching, burping and bloated feeling and all this thing, and indigestion, whatnot. Okay. So prepare them in a way, tell them very clearly, I know how your body functions, I know your blood parameters, I studied your eating habits, I studied your food, and I have a fair understanding the quantities, everything. Based on your medical condition, this is the best optimized diet that I can advise you for next 10 days or 2 weeks. Okay. And it will take some time for your body to get adjusted. Don't mix any other sort of interventions. Don't do your own surgeries to the diet plan. This is what is supposed to happen, right? Give them an anticipation. Okay, you may feel like eating less of your cereal. That is a possibility. Your bowel movement may improve and you may wake up fresh. You may wake up, you may feel more energetic, less lethargy, okay, less sleepiness during daytime. So if you prompt them in that particular direction, they have a clear cut understanding. Okay, all these things are going to happen, right? So when is the first follow-up call should be made? Say your appointment is for 10 days. Next appointment is scheduled on 10 days or 7 days or 2 weeks. You know, I know that this guy is an IPS officer, like he has got like people for him to cook and manage and everything. He doesn't have to worry about the timings and all. So I can take the liberty of doing the review after 2 weeks. And Priya has been calling them on almost like alternate days, and she is after them, how they are following and all this stuff. So when you are supposed to give the follow-up call, third day, sweet spot is third day. Just say hi, how they are doing. It is not like you are snooping or like you are having this, what do you say, CC cameras installed into their life. No, you are not encroaching into their life. Right? But just to get the idea that how they are doing, I just called to find out if you are facing any problem with your diet. Just if you feel any discomfort, just let me know. What happens is, there is a study also. Usually when we prepare for exam, why do people read, so much just before the exam? Let's say tomorrow is my exam. The whole day, usually people spend revising all the chapters. Why? Because everything you read, you will remember it for only till next 24 hours. After 24 hours, whatever you read, hardly 5 to 10% is retained. That is where revision is important. Got it? Most of you might have experienced with your exams, right? So what happens is, just before the exam and you recollect it and you can easily reproduce. The second day, there is less enthusiasm for them to follow the diet. And third day, their old habits, they start kicking in. And there will be, a kind of lenience sets in, a temptation to try to move away from the so-called discipline. Got it? On that third day, if you do the follow-up call just for a couple of minutes, you don't have to spend 10 minutes or 15 minutes, right? Forget about half an hour, just a couple of minutes, just say hi. And even if they say, I'm unable to follow this for this particular to 100%, you say them that it is quite possible. It is quite normal. There is nothing wrong with you. You don't try to be hard with yourself. You are going to eat for rest of your life. Okay. Here, we are trying to learn what is the healthy way of eating so that we can enjoy all types of foods. We are preparing our body. So it will take time. Even if you fall, that's absolutely fine. Don't try to find fault with them, and don't try to shift the blame from your end to the client end. And if you feel good, okay, I did everything on my part, it is the client's part that they are unable to follow. Okay, for that, this particular documentation, this particular qualitative assessment is very, very, very important. Nowhere ever, I went to one of the Navratna companies, public sector enterprises, NTPC, and there in one of the units, I met the chief medical officer. And I said, sir, I have this corporate wellness program for your employees, and I'm into nutrition and lifestyle intervention. He simply said, but doctor, don't you know that all lifestyle interventions are a failure? The success rate is 4 to 6% world over. How many of you are aware of this particular statistic? Lifestyle interventions, nutrition and lifestyle interventions, the success rate is hardly 4 to 6%. If you review some of the papers, right? That's why all the lifestyle diseases, so the first line of treatment is lifestyle changes, nutrition, fitness, weight loss. Straight away, patients are going for pharmacotherapy because we don't know what are the parameters to look at. The doctors are sending to the dietitians just for weight loss, right? Thanks to diabetes, diabetologists are sending patients, diabetic patients, for balance in diet. Otherwise, earlier, it's only for weight loss. If you're gaining weight, it's just because you're eating more. What kind of a logic is that? And dietitians are seen as exclusively as weight loss experts because you know how to count calories and how to count servings, balance diet. No, that's not. Right? You must realize the fact that food, the way food interacts with body is different. The way a pharmacological molecule interacts with our body is different. Got it? If a doctor prescribes, there are chances that 99% of the patients, they follow the prescription. Don't ever try to emulate a doctor, because diet is all about like habit change. Even if you effect in 1 month, one particular sustained habit change, you are going to see a wonderful difference. Okay, then they will anticipate for your call. They will wait for your call. I have only one assistant when I've been working with these thyroid patients. You know, some of the clients, they used to talk with her for hours together, and they used to send all kinds of dishes and clothes and saris to her because she is talking to her on a regular basis. Okay, she has become a family member. Some of them they invited into their family functions and festivals and marriages as well, because I have given her how to talk and how to connect. And she really loved that particular interaction. That comes from one of the fundamental prerequisites to be a successful coach, which I mentioned in most of my mini courses, which is you have to have honest curiosity to learn, because every patient is trying to teach us. No two diabetic patients are same. Got it? Because their behavior, their food behavior, their habits and everything differs. So accordingly, the reason why I call you coaches, right? A coach is someone who walks with the player, the person. Got it? That is totally different from the job of a doctor. Doctor is specialized in his pharmacotherapy or surgical therapy or radiotherapy, whatever it is. Okay, their job is totally different. They come to the picture only when the situations go out of hand. You need external molecules to correct that particular imbalance. If they don't intervene, the body may spiral down into the worst health condition. Okay, they are like emergency, but as a dietitian, this is how you need to structure your what do you say, follow-up process. I know if you ask me a single question, I'll take a complete class.
Sir, we have lots and lots of questions.
Yeah. So I try to answer crisply from now on, because we have only 10 more minutes to close. Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Sir, yesterday I get a consultation of one of my client. 30 years तक उसका मतलब 10th स्टैंडर्ड से लेके 30 years तक उसका वेट सेम रहा हुआ है, कितना भी जिम किया कुछ किया, एंड शी हैड अ हार्ट ब्रेक, एंड देन आफ्टर शी गोज टू डिप्रेशन एंड शी स्टार्टेड मेडिसिन्स ऑफ बोथ थायराइड एंड डिप्रेशन मेडिसिन, एंड शी पुट ऑन 15-20 kgs, एंड नाउ शी इज आउट ऑफ दैट डिप्रेशन जोन. मतलब उसने खुद को थोड़ा थोड़ा तैयार किया है, वो बाहर आना चाह भी रही है, बट नाउ शी इज एट 34 years old. शी इज सिंगल, एंड अभी उसको खुद से ही वो थोड़ा सा मोटिवेट हो रही है, बट शी नॉट एबल टू लूज. 5 किलो तक जा पा रही है, उससे नीचे नहीं जा पा रही है. तो मैंने कल उसका कंसल्टेशन, जैसे आप बोलते हो वैसे फ्रॉम स्टार्टिंग, मतलब चाइल्डहुड से लेके अभी तक जो भी मैंने देखा उसके इसमें ग्राफ में, तो मुझे अप टिल एज ऑफ मतलब 2018 तक उसका, जैसे व्हेन शी वाज एट 32, 62 से वेट कभी ऊपर गया ही नहीं. एंड हार्ट ब्रेक होने से, डिप्रेशन आने से वेट इतना बढ़ सकता है, ये मैंने कल पहली बार ऐसा देखा कि डिप्रेशन पिल्स एंड थायराइड पिल्स दोनों एक साथ चालू हो गए, हार्मोनली वेरी मच डिस्टर्ब, स्लिप डिस्क हो गया, सर्वाइकल डिस्क हो गया, लंबर डिस्क डिस्प्लेसमेंट हो गया, एंड नाउ शी इज रेडी. मतलब वो खुद चाहती है कि मैं इस सब से बाहर आऊं. तो मैंने कल ही उसका खाली कंसल्टेशन लिया है। अब मैं मतलब एज अ वेट लॉस स्टोरी इट इज वेरी इजी टू हैंडल, बट एज अ कोच, जैसे आप बोल रहे हो कि कोच करके उनके सारे ये बाकी के प्रॉब्लम्स भी निकालना है अगर उनसे सारे बॉडी में से, तो आई फील दैट इट इज लिटिल बिट डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी। तो आप मुझे कुछ गाइड कर सकते हो क्या इसमें?
No, yes, definitely. Right. We'll discuss this particular case, Saili, but let's stick to our today's topic, follow-up के बारे में. I think I covered all of the, all of the questions that were posted in the WhatsApp. One thing in particular, why the clients are hesitant. I think I answered it in a broad terms, but how to solve this? If somebody is not talking to you, what kind of resistance you are offering? Right, Padma, are you there? Yeah. Now, are you able to see the connection here? If one particular client is taking up your lot of time and dumping all their energy and doing catharsis with you, and some people, they are not able to open up, right? You have to check yourself, because we as people have a certain vibration. We as people have got certain tendencies, right? We emit a certain frequency.
Okay.
Our frequency changes. Okay. So when it's optimal, we attract clients, those who respond to our efforts. If something is wrong, why am I not able to get my clients for follow-up? What is stopping inside of me? Right? What is wrong with my energies? The moment you clear that, okay, and this particular thing, all of you do face it, right? What is it in me that is stopping this particular resistance? I mean, stopping this particular client to come back to me for follow-up. Is it my fear? Is it my doubt that the client might not see a result? Is this like unexpressed fear? I mean, what do you say? Unexpressed fear, right? Protecting yourself from embarrassment or something like that. You are pushing away with your energies. There is one movie called Celestial Prophecy. I mean, actually, I wanted to show you a screenshot, but I'll share it in WhatsApp group. That everyone is emitting a certain kind of energy, right? As a physics student, we know that every object has got a certain frequency. Everything, plants, animals, objects, everything. We have an energy, and that your client has got an energy. So the moment as a coach, you know how to tune into the frequency of your client, right? That is like you are having good vibes. Okay, they may be sending out only depressive energies. As a coach, you need not be in depression to attract the depressive case. But as a coach, you should know what kind of energy, right? Just like a scanner, okay, they are at particular energy. So what kind of words will make them listen to my advice? Accordingly, you change the language, and you accordingly change the approach towards your client. Okay, sir ने ये template दिया है. Let me ask you. Okay, what is your name? Age, madam, मेरा नाम मोहनलाल है. Age 38. Gender, is it required?
Sir, I want to share something.
No. Sir, you have to answer that. So don't be like that. The moment you try to build a rapport with your client, okay, if your first consultation is making them, okay, don't put all the eggs in the first basket itself. Don't try to impress your clients. You create an impression that it is going to be a stepwise process, and whatever little information you give, and if they appreciate the kind of knowledge and the way you communicate it, they will definitely look forward to your session the next time. It is up to you. So look at the points where you are getting this thing wrong. If you identify that, if you correct that, there will never be a problem of follow-up. Okay.
Sir,
so
एक share करूं?
Yeah.
Sir, एक share करूं?
I'm sorry. Just a minute, Sally. We did a corporate wellness program in West Bengal. And Razia, who is part of our group, used to work with us in Vizag, and our clinic used to be in Vizag. We went there once. To do the this wellness program, and I have come back. And from Vizag, sitting in Vizag, they used to call this West Bengal, Asansol and Durgapur clients over there. And with phone call itself, we are able to see wonderful result in all the people who have gone through our program. Okay, but for Razia, I mean, she is lucky. She is trained by Mamta madam, Razia and Harika. So what I mean to say is that particular anticipation, if you can create in the minds of our clients, it is quite easy to have the follow-ups. Got it? Yeah.
Okay, sir, can I ask the question? Revti has asked one question about financial and job situation of the client. I would like to hear from you on that, because nowadays many clients are losing their jobs and they are in frustration. Most of the time, then they ask for less fees. Otherwise, they go to another dietitian, and we have given them a diet plan or like package, and after that they come to us again. They ask that it doesn't work with the another dietitian, so we are coming back to you. So but they tell us they have some financial situations, they have going through a bad patch and all. So as we are connected with them, so it's really hard, especially for me, it's really hard for me to tell them that it's okay, I'll do the consultation, but they are like कि अगर free में हो जाएगा अभी तो अच्छा है. So can you give some can you suggestion for such things?
Yeah, I mean, this also is not part of today's discussion, but it's a very important thing. And I think we covered this in a few of our earlier sessions as well. The first thing, why are you attracting such clients? Okay, the first question. And the second question is, do they have something to eat? A roof over their head, yeah, to sustain themselves for a certain period of time. So look at their priorities. How they are seeing diet consultation as. If they are seeing this as an expenditure, but not as an investment, okay, as an expenditure, but not as an investment, if they don't get it, right, you let them speak out. Say, for example, in your life, what are your priorities? What do you want to achieve? You continue to go in the same direction, you're going to lose forever. All you need to do is pay a couple of thousand, buy right kind of shoe, and you will go longer in a different direction, right? So what is cost benefit ratio? That you need to understand. So being women, it is very difficult for most of you to ask for money and to discuss money also. Someone shared that this thing, right? Some Paytm or something about investment. Women step forward, and one of the videos forwarded. That's a wonderful this thing. Financial security.
Women's Day. Yes, sir. Women's Day special. I think Shika or Neetu ji. Someone posted this.
Someone shared. So when it comes to money, when it comes to money, if you are feeling bad, something bad, that I am taking this, because I mean, I told this very, very clearly, that women, because they do a lot of work, right, and they think that, and they never get appreciated, forget about like being paid for their work, right, whether it is house or rearing kids or taking care of rest of the family and doing all the stuff that women do on a regular basis. So it is quite natural that, okay, I can do, even if you don't pay, that's fine. If you are that gullible, you get to hear only those things. Okay, you have to be very clear. If you don't have money, absolutely, right? So there are so many people who go to government hospitals, right? All the white card holders, ration card holders, below poverty line, they suffer, they go to government hospitals. If you want, I mean, I had a discussion with somebody else last time also. Sir, what if people can't afford our kind of services and all? Those who can afford, only they will come. If you want to do a service, allocate certain hours in a week. Okay, 2 hours in a week, I'll do free service. 4 consultations or 2 consultations, something, allocate something. But don't even give that as a free. Mamata taught me one particular thing. So my consultation is like quite heavy. And one day, one person referred a friend of his, and he said like he has come and showed me a sentimental picture and saying that, okay, you are the only one who can help me, and I cannot pay your fee. Okay, I asked him to write a letter. Dear sir, I am unable to afford your consultation and I cannot pay the consultation fee. Please consider the consultation as a charity to me. I made him write it because asking it goes in the air. But the moment you put it on paper, it becomes a record. Most people can't do it. The ego fights back. And I tell them, okay, you don't have to do anything payment, just write it and send it to me. But you don't have to pay 5,000 for the consultation. Do 100 rupees donation for Annadan in Sai Baba temple. Get that receipt, it will be done. Donate something. You give something and you get something. Right? I did not give that particular thing as free because all my life I have given that particular things free. So many for 15 years. Right? I mean, I've been awake only since last 5 years. I mean, I try to be smart. I don't want you to fall in that particular trap. Good girl syndrome, goodbye syndrome. Mamata is the goodest girl syndrome. I'm a goodbye syndrome. So everyone goes through that. You have to figure out, because if you are unable to speak about, your own skills, right? Why did you study post-graduations, RDs, courses, supplementation courses, this training, that training? Why? Are they coming free to you? Did time come free to you? Who is doing anything for free? Why your service has to be? Unless and otherwise you respect. Okay? अच्छा, कुछ भगवान के लिए तो कुछ किया है. Right? Tell them very clearly. Yes, you send me. I have a particular thing for this, and somebody else is supporting for you. Right? Are you willing to take that? Yes. I have these many slots, but only thing is you have to donate it to somebody. And you give it to me in writing, scan it, send it to me, then I'll do it. And I have only few slots in a week. I do it as a charity. So whatever I'm supposed to offer to the God or from particular cause, it can be an NGO or it can be God or something like that. Okay, you can still practice, but you are not devaluing yourself. Don't ever devalue your services. If you don't respect your service, nobody else will. Okay, this is very, 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 very important. And don't hesitate to sell your services. Got it? I mean, I just had a call with one of the genomics company, which they are starting operations in Hyderabad in a couple of months. And I may start, as I promised you, that nutrigenomics and microbiome course also I'm starting maybe in the month of June. By that time, all the lessons will be complete in our holistic this thing. So there, I mean, there is a huge opportunity as well for dietitians in that particular area also. I explained in detail that how you can, I mean, if you want to come to our coaches and explain them, this is how you are supposed to do. You are free to contact them on their own, and if they come to you, that's fine. But if you do this, everyone wins, right? Because I want to train them in nutrigenomics and microbiome as well, right? So this is about the money and this thing, though it is not connected, but.
So one last question. So in the course of this follow-up, so many times patients are really following. They come up with the question asking they are feeling tired or weak, not tired but weak after following the diet and whatever interventions we give. they deliberately, in spite of suggesting them also to follow only the limited plan, what we said, they themselves take their own ideas and follow, deep by restricting so many food, and they'll land up having tiredness or weakness. So even eventually, if they are having, the body fat in a good amount also, and actually it's excess also, they feel weak. So is it really they are really feeling weak, or it is that their mindset, which is losing their food on their favorite food, is making them go weak?
Exactly the same thing. See, that is the reason why you need to understand what kind of excuses or what kind of creative excuses he or she may come up with. Okay.
Yes.
And Karuna, are you there, right? So Karuna and myself, we worked with a thyroid patient. That patient used to come up with the most creative excuses. The most, weird and creative kinds of excuses that why she is unable to follow. But, and Sandhya, you also did with this Muslim girl, right, in Kadapa. So the moment you persist with honesty and sincerity, okay, people play all kinds of dramas. You don't even have to watch Netflix or Amazon Prime. Just look at the drama you get to see with your clients. That is more than sufficient. Okay, but from your end, you have to be very clear. Okay, I accept. So you know whether someone is lying or not when you talk to them, when someone is bluffing or not when you talk to them, but don't tell them on their face. Nobody in the world would like to be find fault with.
Okay. So when we confront this, they actually say it is, because the diet that we have given, they are falling weak. So when we confront it, that is the answer.
That's where your creativity has come into. I mean, you are not just there to watch the creativity of your clients. Oh, is it? That's wonderful. I mean, that means your diet has started working. So you do, breakfast. You mix the you take the breakfast items to the dinner time to this, and you make them follow different kinds of tamasha, and they realize that okay, madam did something. Essentially, you are giving the same food servings and the same quantity of the same number of calories and all, but you mix it and present it in you shuffle it in such a way that end of the day the same thing is served. Okay, it's all about like how they are perceiving it. There will be resistance. I mean, the body is used to a certain kind of metabolism, and they are comfortable with their what do you say, behavior for so long. Oh my god, behavior for so long. So there will be resistance. It is not their fault, right? This is called something known as body memory. Joe Dispenza calls this as body mind. So from body mind, we have to shift that to mind body. Here, the body is demanding mind to pick up some things, but it's not your mind that is making your body treat the way it's supposed to treat the food. Mind is not controlling the body is controlling the mind. So from body mind state to mind body state, it will take some transformation. So you look at our mad coach Haripriya ma'am, how she transformed herself. Okay.
So in the same line, this biological clock of these patients whom we give interventions, like one of my client, XYZ client, he claims me that he used to have dinner at 10:30. So all these years, his biological clock used to just ring at 10:30 and he was rushing to his dinner. And now when he moved on to just a few hours before, like 8:30, though he's having 8:30, just after 1.5 hours, his again biological clock is getting hungry and he's going for the dinner. He's craving for dinner again.
So ask him to eat a full bowl of what do you say, watermelon.
Okay.
At 10:30. Okay. So okay. I mean, my rude answer would be, you did a crime and you got locked up in a cell, right, in a jail. They'll give you food only at 7 o'clock. Whom are you going to complain? Got it? Just.
So didn't get you.
Karuna.
That's a good one, Karuna. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, the resistance will be there, but it's up to us. I mean, how creative we can be, right? With this
No,
limit.
actually, the client wanted me to convince that I'm going to allow him to have again the next set of dinner for 10:30 also. But smartly, I said, you can just cut down this 8:30 dinner into two parts. You eat half and you eat the rest of the half at 10:30. I said. Then he was like, not convinced. No, ma'am, wo nahi hota. I'll finish up at one time only. He was asking.
Okay. Right.
Dr. Suresh,
So,
can I
Sir,
ask
sir-
a question, please?
we are past our time. Yeah.
Okay,
Someone-
no problem. Yeah,
any-
actually, I was asking one question.
Mhm.
So if we have time, otherwise I'll post it on the group.
No. Just go ahead. Let's see.
Okay, so my question was related to follow-up only, Dr. Suresh. The thing was that at times, like what we are talking about, that the clients are not willing to show up if they do not follow the advice, right? So what if like when during the consultation itself, the advice that we give to the patient, we just tell them that this is an advice that you need to follow, and it is going to take time for you to adopt to the change that we want to happen. So just don't worry if you are not able to do it 100%. Just try to do it to your maximum capacity. So this has actually helped me in handling my clients, because this has happened in the past. In the very beginning, people did not used to turn up for the follow-ups, and then when I asked why did they not turn up, so they used to tell me that, ma'am, आपने जो बोला था वो हम कर नहीं पाए, इसलिए नहीं आए. So I adopted this way that when I tell them to change something, I just tell them that this change is going to take some time for you to adopt. So just do not worry if you're not able to do it 100%. Attempt it to the maximum capacity that you can, and then let us see where we come up. And उसके बाद में वो try करते हैं, and when they come to us, it is like they are also motivated to do it further, and they are not afraid of turning up for the follow-up.
Exactly.
So yeah, so this has happened. And another thing that I wanted to point out is that one specific thing that I really liked in the follow-up sheet that I went through. I have not used it, but I went through it. But that there is a specific question about the cloth sizes, right? So what happens is that we generally, when we talk to the patient or the client, so when we talk to them, we do ask about all these things. But these things are not mentioned as such in the sheets that we prepare for them. And if such a thing is mentioned on the sheet specifically for the female clients, this will make a lot of difference. It
Right.
will definitely help them to motivate a lot. So this was my input for the follow-up sheet.
Right. Yeah, thank you. That's a wonderful insight, Richa. The reason why I asked, I mean, when my dietitian has come back and sir, when I asked them, did they observe any change? They said like, we don't have any weighing scale to see in our village. So I asked her, what are other ways to ascertain whether you're losing weight or not? Okay. So the first thing is the way your dress fits to you. Okay, so if people are like if people start taking balanced diet, the first thing is the redistribution of fat. That's what
Absolutely.
happens. They may not see weight loss, but the redistribution of fat happens, and suddenly you feel like, okay, the clothes are becoming a bit loose compared to earlier, compared to 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So there. And the third thing is they may not, I mean, because they see their face in the mirror every day, they may not see the changes in their face. But people outside of their house, suddenly they meet, I mean, they can recognize certain changes.
Yeah. So that appreciation is also a big motivating factor for them.
That's an appreciation, and at the same time, acknowledgement. They may not see drastic change in themselves, but people seeing them after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, somebody says, I mean, I see a lot of difference. That's what Shika mentioned in her feedback also. I mean, I'm still editing, Shika, if you are there. I didn't do the editing part. So I've been into so many things. So in that, Shika mentioned very clearly. One of her clients from Australia, she did follow Shika's advice. And she is more like a party kind of, I mean, gregarious person where she has got a lot of circle. And everyone started observing. I mean, you didn't seem to lose a lot of weight, but there is some difference in you. We can sense some different kind of energy, some different kinds of person in you. What are you doing? And she said, like, I'm seeing one dietitian from India and she is helping me out. And she brought in almost like 7 to 8 clients, right? And the client, because she received that particular appreciation and acknowledgement from her peer, she is on a mission to make Shikha one of the top dietitians in India for Australian clients.
Awesome.
Okay. So that is also very, very important. And coming
Yeah.
to the part where like people, they don't turn up because they cannot face your dietitian. And I tell them very jovially, see, changing habits or getting rid of habits is quite easy. And one of the most common joke among smokers is to quit smoking is very easy. One guy says to another person, to quit smoking is quite easy. And when he hears the advice from non-smoker, why can't you quit smoking? And he says, to quit smoking is quite easy. I did it many times. Okay.
Yeah, that will bring them to think that why am I not able to do it then if it is so easy.
I did it many times means what?
He never quit.
I quit and again I started. Okay. So same is the case, right? It is quite possible to follow from your routine or your unhealthy eating habit. It's quite possible. I mean, you may still crave for that particular pizza or an ice cream or something of a dessert. It's quite possible once in a while. I mean, we all fail. It is quite natural. Nothing to worry. Okay, you can still come back. You are able to hold them for 5 days. That's fine. Have a cheat meal on 6th day. We'll see.
Right.
The next time, the cheat meal may come up at 10 days.
One more thing, Dr. Suresh, that regarding that when the blame thing that you pointed out, that the patient doesn't lose much weight and they start blaming the dietitian. So for that, I think a good way to do is that just to tell them, okay, let us not talk about what has gone wrong. Let us just not try to blame each other, and let us just try to figure out where we can work, the area which we can work upon, and we can probably revisit the food diary and revisit the habit diary, the trackers we can revisit and find out the gaps mutually. The dietitian and the client both sit down and find out the mutual gaps. So that will also enlighten the patient that this is the area which we lagged in, and we can probably pick it up from there. So that will also create a good relationship between the dietitian and the client. And this is what my thoughts are on blaming things.
Yeah, that's a valid point, because the burden of proof should not be on either of you exclusively.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You should not take the burden that it is my responsibility to make you lose weight. No.
Yeah.
The moment you assume that, you are doing a grave mistake. And the second thing, you should not throw away the responsibility completely onto your dietitian. I mean, onto your client. I gave you a perfect diet plan. I calculate the calories. I calculate the micronutrients and serving sizes and all. It is your problem. You are not able to follow. No. Right? The very first instance itself, you have to set a tone and a context for your interaction, how it is going to be. We are going to work for the next 100 days. We'll give it a try. We'll try to explore. Let me understand you, your body, your metabolism, and we'll work together. We may fail initially. We see success also. Right?
That's my point, that it is a journey that both of them have to travel together.
Right. So in this way, sometimes when I ask you to write down, record, and do this kind of work, okay, what happens is, it may look like initially a waste of time and a lot of data and all these things, but over a period of time, when you get to use, okay, your junior colleagues will be doing that particular job and you will be having a clear picture. So though you don't need a physical paper, but you still, I mean, once you do it with 50, 100 clients, you don't have to have a paper, right? You don't have to fill a format. But for a junior colleague, it is needed probably, or probably for an intern.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Got it? So this is it for today.
So much.
If you still have any doubts, you can always post it on WhatsApp. Anyone would like to have a selfie for today? Yeah, Chaitali is ready, posing already. Okay, Manju, where is Praveen? Praveen left. Praveen, you there? Okay. Haripriya garu, ఏమి పేరు? Okay, just give me a moment. Yes, done. Okay, thank you everyone. We'll catch up. అయ్యో హరిప్రియ గారు మీరు వచ్చారా? Okay, so we'll catch up next Monday, right? So even if Sanjay, even if I go to Guntur, I can still do the live sessions. Okay, I have my laptop though. I have an internet connection over there also, and I'm trying to do the lessons this week. Okay, so my 10 days of satsang are over with today, so I have more free time now, and yeah. And from next month, I have to work on nutrigenomics, so I have to finish off the holistic nutrition lessons this month only. Got it? So more details, I'll post it on WhatsApp, how to go about it and all. And Pretty, I'm almost sure that next Sunday we are going to do this live for PCOD. In the first week of March, we did it, right? So for those clients, we'll again redo, and we'll try to convert this time. I mean, last time I did not convert. I converted only diabetes project cases. This time, this is exclusively for our own. I mean, it's not affiliated to any organization or any hospital. Okay, so this time we are going to do that for our PCOD clients. Okay, most probably Sunday, and from Monday onwards, we'll be starting the program for PCOD. Right? Okay, then take care. Bye bye, and all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
आप जाने तक कोई जाएगा नहीं।